That day, I was walking from my office to my house as usual. When I finally arrived at my house, I saw a white minicar, a type of car rarely seen in the neighborhood. It was parked right in front of our front door, so there was no doubt in my mind that its owner came to see either my wife, Kate, or me. I thought that it was unusual to have a visitor at this hour. I opened the front door with such a thought in my mind. There I found my beloved wife lying in a pool of her own blood, and a strange woman with an expression that showed clearly that she was out of her mind. "Who are you? What have you done to Kate?"
"I did it. I finally did it. I finally got to take revenge on her."
Whether my words reached her ears or not, the woman would not answer any of my questions. "Hey, what's that thing in your hand? Don't tell me you hit Kate in the head with that."
"Huh? Good for her. Now you understand. You now know how much my child and I hate you."
The woman did not answer my question again, but I could see a lumpy, blunt object in her hand, like a stone, like a clear crystal. "Ugh,
"Oh my God, she's still alive. She's going to get angry if I don't finish her off properly."
Saying this, the woman leaned in close to Kate. Forgetting my fear of the mysterious and eerie woman, I leapt at her with all my might. Surprisingly, the woman did not put up a fight, but sat down on the spot weakly and in a calm voice that was completely different from her maniacal appearance before. I jumped on the woman. She said to me in a calm voice,
"Please call the police."
The police arrived at the scene and subdued the woman. Kate, who was unconscious and in critical condition, was rushed to the hospital shortly thereafter. I was the only family member living with Kate, and her parents lived an hour away by bullet train, so I put off the police interview and stayed with her. Kate had suffered major lacerations and fractures to her head, but fortunately there was little brain damage, and she woke up the day after the incident as if nothing had happened.
Ow. That was absolutely horrible.
Are you all right? Are you feeling dizzy or sick?
I'm fine, though the anesthesia is wearing off, so I have a terrible headache.
By the way, do you have any idea why the woman attacked you?
Why are you asking me that?
Because I ran into the woman last night, and she was talking about some kind of grudge against you. I thought maybe you had some kind of trouble with her.
For the record, I can't think of anything at all. She, Allison, and I have been good friends for years, you know.
Then maybe it's a personal vendetta.
I don't know. I don't know how someone could commit a crime as serious as attempted murder.
After visiting Kate, I went to the police station. The woman who attacked Kate had already confessed to the crime, and it seemed that she had been sent back to her home, as there was little chance of escaping.
I see. Your wife has no idea why she was attacked.
No, she said that she and the woman responsible had been good friends for about 5 years.
If so, that would conflict with the woman's testimony.
What do you mean?
Well, according to the suspect's testimony, she was being bullied by his wife.
That's absurd. My wife would never do such a thing.
But after seeing that thing...
What thing?
Didn't you see it when you met her? The crystal she was holding so dearly.
Yes, I did see it, but was that the weapon that injured Kate?
No, another weapon was found, and it wasn't strong enough to kill anyone.
Then what was that for?
That was the memento of a child the suspect miscarried.
What? According to the detective, about a month before this time, Allison, the suspect, was in the 20th week of pregnancy, but had miscarried her child. It was due to excessive stress and exhaustion, so it wasn't like Kate directly harmed or planned to cause Allison's miscarriage. However, when she brought the valuable memento of her child to the scene of a crime, there is no doubt this was one of the factors that drove Allison to insanity. The next day, I decided to ask Allison directly what I could, not get answers from the detective. What was the reason you attacked my wife?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Is it because it would work against you on the trial, or are you just trying to spare my feelings? I see. It's the latter. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm prepared to hear anything.
I
Yes, what is it?
I had a baby in my belly only a month ago. It was the baby I had been waiting for.
Oh, by the way, where's your husband? I thought he was off work today. It's Sunday today.
My husband left me. He left me to be with his mistress.
That's terrible. At a time when your wife is going through such a hard time?
My mother, who lives with me now, is taking good care of me.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. I'm sorry for interrupting you. The detective told me that you've had a miscarriage.
Yes, but it's because of stress. It was never your wife's fault.
Then why do you hold such a grudge against my wife?
Well, that's
all right. You can tell me.
Yes, the reason I resent her is...
What's that?
It's because your wife was pregnant with my husband's child.
What? It was a shocking fact. To my surprise, Allison's husband's mistress was my wife, Kate. Allison told me that Kate had been having an affair with her husband for about 2 years. And just 2 months ago, as a result of their infidelity, Kate became pregnant with Allison's husband's child. Moreover, she intended to give birth to the child as mine. In other words, blood parasitism. However, when he learned of Kate's pregnancy, he wished to take the responsibility himself. At the time, he told Allison about his affair with Kate and the pregnancy and demanded that she divorce him. For him, the future with his mistress, Kate, was much more important than the future with his wife, Allison. Allison's husband told her this story just after a miscarriage of their child, so one can only imagine how much pain she must have been going through. I could not say a single thoughtful word to Allison as she shed tears for her lost child. Instead, I decided to do to Allison what I always did to Kate when she looked sad. That is, to just silently and quietly hug her. It seemed that Allison understood my feelings. However, something unexpected happened right after that. Allison suddenly kissed me on my lips. My mind went blank. I was deeply saddened by Allison's grief, and all the emotions I had been suppressing in my heart began to overflow. It was at that time that I had my first sexual relationship with Allison. The next day, Allison and I went to the room where Kate was hospitalized. As soon as I entered the hospital room, "Tell your lover to come here right now," I yelled at her. Kate hurriedly repeated her incoherent excuses, but was eventually called her lover, Allison's husband, to her hospital room. "I know that you are having an affair with my wife. I also know that you're trying to make us get a divorce so that you can take my place."
What is that? I didn't ask you that.
"Because it's my child in your belly, isn't it? Then I have to take responsibility for it."
Don't be kidding. Who says I'm pregnant with your child? No, he and his wife, they are both lying.
I'm sick of your excuses. I know you're pregnant because the doctor told me. If it's really my baby, why didn't you tell me before? You knew you were pregnant 2 months ago, didn't you?
I've been timing it so I could surprise you. Well, why don't you take a DNA test then? I'm sure they can test your baby's DNA before it's born, right? Oh,
We should give up now. You've already done the test. You've already shown me the result.
don't say that.
I know you're being honest, Dean, but that doesn't mean that the sanctions against you will be any less. I know. I'm ready for it. Fine. Then as long as you make amends to Kate and me, we won't complain about what you do after the divorce.
Divorce? Wait. I don't agree with that. What are you going to do then? Do you want to go to court? You will definitely lose. With your baby, what about the money? How are you going to raise your kids? Oh.
It's settled. Then sign the divorce papers and the compensation pledge. As you can imagine, they don't have seals in hospitals, so both of you can sign with your thumbprints. After that, I received 4 million yen for compensation from Kate and 6 million yen from Dean. Allison also took 7 million yen from Dean as compensation. From the beginning, Dean was prepared to take responsibility, but Kate could never pay 10 million yen by herself, so she chose to be with Dean after divorcing me. However, since they both had a debt of almost 20 million yen, and for Kate, since it was a loveless marriage, their relationship did not go well. but she can't get a divorce until the debt is paid. And as the saying goes, no regrets, no headaches. Incidentally, Allison and I got married a year later, and we are now happily married with 2 children. Allison was convicted of assaulting Kate, but we were able to settle the case by offsetting the compensation from Kate, and as a result, she received a suspended sentence and is now free. But now that I think about it, we were also having an affair at the time. If the other party had found out about this, the affair trial would have been even more complicated. But we are happy now, so it's all good. The incident at the time was unavoidable to heal Allison's sorrow. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you again. Please subscribe to our channel